everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. And happy Valentine's Day! Thank you all so much for tuning in and spending Valentine's Day with me. That's awesome. So today's pick a card reading is going to be different compared to my other ones, okay? So I felt guided to, really choose a video that was about you guys and your higher self in particular. And I don't use any cards for this video, okay? So lyrics came to me or a quote came to me, and then I bounce off that and give you the message that comes to me in regards to that. Okay, in front of me, I have 3 different options, each with a different word. Okay, so we have rare, compare, and roar. So group 1 is rare, group 2 is compare, and group 3 is roar. Okay, let's get started. Hey, group number 1. Okay, so this is for those of you who chose the word rare, okay? So what message does your higher self have for you? Okay, so the song that came to me when I thought about you guys is the song Rare by Selena Gomez. Okay, so I'm going to start this off by reading the lyrics that stood out to me, and then I'm going to tell you the message that goes along with that. Okay, so the lyrics are, "It feels like you don't care. Why don't you recognize that I'm so rare? Always there. I don't have it all. I'm not claiming to, but I know that I'm special. I'll bet there's someone out there to make me feel rare." Okay, so this definitely is coming through as possibly a message for those of you who are, kind of pining away over someone. It could be an ex, but it doesn't have to be. And it's like you're really not getting any message back from them, okay? Or, it doesn't even have to be limited to a romantic person, like somebody, romantically either though. Like it could literally be anyone in your life that you want something from. Okay, you're seeking some kind of, recognition or validation from them is what is coming through. And what's really hitting me as far as this goes is it's like your higher self is telling you, okay, basically, you are the one who needs to recognize that you're so rare, okay? So basically, it's like saying whatever you want from this person or these people, it's like you have to give this to yourself, okay? So now listen to the lyrics, but with the idea that I just presented to you, okay? So you recognize that you're so rare. You are the one who is always there for you. You don't have it all. Well, that's a matter of opinion. I'm not claiming to, but I know that I'm special. Okay. So really sit with that, okay? It's like you're halfway there if you somewhere know that you're special, but you want it reflected back to you from some place on the outside. I'll bet there's someone out there to make me feel rare. But it's almost like, but why? Because why do we want that from somebody outside of us anyway? It's basically like to really, I feel like it's like one of those things like, then it comes full circle. Yes, okay, so I was right. I am special. I am rare, okay? But it's like, no, skip that. Skip the middleman. Give it to yourself and really be in that, Like really be in that reality that, yes, you are special. Yes, you are rare. Okay, this is your higher self, like telling you that, okay? That's not, okay, so it's basically like, when we constantly want things from the outside, it's like we're constantly setting ourselves up for disappointment because the outside world is constantly changing. So one minute, yes, somebody could be all about you, okay? And we'll use a romantic person as an example of that. So one minute your crush, acknowledges you and you feel happy, you feel special. But then the next minute, let's say you see them and it may have nothing to do with you and they may barely acknowledge you, you know, and just like they may not say hi when they pass you. Now all of a sudden it's like you feel down, you know, your day is just, well, hopefully not ruined, but it does like kind of like set that tone though, right? You don't feel as good as you did the day that they acknowledged you. So it's kind of like we give our power away every time that we label anything as like, ooh, my crush said hi to me. Like everything is right in my world. I feel good. I'm happy. And then the next day they don't. Oh, I feel sad. I'm miserable. Everything's terrible. Okay. So it's kind of like, but who really made you feel happy? Okay. Your guys' group is getting very metaphysical, but it's kind of like, who made you feel happy? It was you, okay? You chose it. But really entertain this thought though, okay? So you gave your crush saying hi to you or not saying hi to you, like all the meaning that it has, okay? And you can literally apply this thought to anything that goes on in life. But we'll stick with that for now because this actually is big. So basically this is also like saying not only should you acknowledge that you are rare and special and unique and a gem basically. This word, I was almost just going to put gem for it because to me rare and gem are like synonymous. But it's like saying, you know, put your power back where it belongs. And that's with you. You choose how to feel. You set the tone for the day. You choose happiness just because you already know you've got whatever it is that you're looking for to be validated by somebody else. So this is just like a reminder. It's not even saying that you guys aren't already doing this, but it's saying, yes, like keep it up. And also, there is nothing wrong, you know, with wanting somebody and being in a relationship with them. And yes, you know, you're going to have preferences. Like you're going to like, obviously, when they're being more loving towards you than being cold. But it's like you can't control that, you know, and like you, they're human and they're going to have off days, you know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, it's just like a reminder so that you don't get swayed by every little thing that happens, okay, down your path in life, you know? So you want to be more like the one who is steering your emotional compass, you know, like, you set the tone. You tell yourself like what you want to hear, you know, and you be that rare, amazing gem that you are. So yeah, I mean, that's what came through for you, group number 1. And I hope this resonated with you and I hope you guys have an amazing day. All right, bye guys. Hey, group number 2. Okay, so what message does your higher self have for you? Okay, group number 2. So I actually did not have a song come through for you guys, but instead what I have is a quote that came through strongly. And that quote is, "Comparison is the thief of joy" by Theodore Roosevelt. Okay, so what comes to me as far as that goes is that I'm getting the impression that you guys will be going about your day and, you know, you'll be feeling good, you know, and then all of a sudden I feel like you will see something on social media that somebody posts. And all of a sudden, it's like all that joy that you just previously felt before this thought came to you goes out the window, okay? And it has to do with what you feel like somebody else has that you don't have, okay? And that could be different for all of you watching. I'm sure you'll know what I mean though, okay? Just apply it to how it applies to your life. So it doesn't even necessarily have to be something that somebody posts on social media, but I do feel like that's a big factor for a lot of people since we all tend to have social media and are connected, you know, to basically a limitless number of people. So, okay, a few things come to me as far as this goes. One of the things is maybe you do something that only a select few people that you know of do, or maybe a lot of people do it, you know, and you follow those people. And you could, like, you know, compare how you do things to how they do things. And I think sometimes we can springboard off people, you know, and get inspiration from it, but kind of make it our own, you know. But it's kind of like when you start thinking that, oh, like I should do it the way they do it because I like that better. That's where things start to get strange, okay? Because it's almost like, especially when you have some kind of following, that's like a reflection that what you're doing is working, okay? Even if you didn't have a following, if it works for you, it's working. But like, here's where things get tricky. Like I said, yes, you can springboard off people's ideas, you know, from inspiration and make it work for you. Put your own unique whatever twist on it, you know, make it your own basically. But when you start like disregarding what you do because of what you see others doing, that's where I feel like you are missing the mark, as far as like now the comparison's gotten into your head and you deem what they do as being better than yours, so you want to just totally change everything up and now do what they do. So yeah, here's a good little example of why that doesn't necessarily work. Okay, so in this world, it's kind of like there isn't a one size fits all. Okay, you have so many different people that love so many different styles, you know, and ways that people deliver things. And that, okay, your guys, this is like layered with messages. So what also comes to me about that is if you guys ever thought of not doing something because you feel like everybody else is already doing it, this message is also completely for you. So the reason you should still do it anyway, one, because that's what you feel drawn and called and inspired to do. So do it, if nothing else, for the joy of doing it, and let the, you know, like, don't even have expectations for the results, you know, and see what happens. Two, it's like, but nobody will ever deliver it in the exact way that you do it. And you will have people that will be so thankful when they discover you that you exist and are delivering something. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be speaking, it could be art, you know, whatever it is that you do. And they will be so thankful they found you, okay? And that person, let's say as an example, that you deem is doing the same thing as you but better, the people who follow you might not like them at all. Like they might not see at all what you see in that person. Okay, and if you didn't exist because let's say you were intimidated by somebody else in your field who you feel like has made it, even though that's pretty subjective, it's like your following that ends up loving you would never get to experience what you bring. You know, what you have to present in your own unique way. And again, it's like you don't know either, like what the person that you project onto in your field, you could think, oh my goodness, they're just so confident, they have it all together, you know, they probably never feel insecure. And it's like, no, they're human, you know, they have experienced the array of emotions that you have, you know, as well. Just because people don't post about it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, you know. The difference is they're continuing to do their thing though, okay, and like shine. So this is why if it comes to you to do something, if you feel inspired to do something, it doesn't matter if everybody else is doing it. Do it anyway, okay? Because again, you have your own unique way of presenting things that people are going to be so thankful for when they discover you. And some of you are already, you know, I feel like everybody's kind of in different places with this. Like some of you might have started, some of you might not be, or are thinking about starting something new. And again, this is a message for you guys from your higher self that's saying, go for it. Okay, if it feels joyful, if it brings you bliss, go for it. Like literally, you know, only like really look at others that are doing the same thing if it inspires you. If it doesn't, don't even waste your time or energy, okay? Because honestly, it's like what we focus on expands. So if what you focus on brings you down, and you're not, you know, you could question that. Okay, that's another method of like undoing what bothers you. You could question what you're believing about it. And, you know, is it like true or not? But if you don't want to question it, then don't even look at it, okay? It's as simple as that, literally. Okay, so another great example that I heard about, you know, another reason to not compare yourself. Well, it basically goes with what I just said. But I heard it put once in like a book I read. I can't remember which book though. It's like, you know, like the band The Beatles, they really took off. They became like #1 in the world, and at one point, and even still today, some people really, you know, regard them as being like one of the best bands ever. And then I heard it like if Led Zeppelin, like let's say as they were starting out, you know, they're a completely different style. If they had looked at the Beatles and thought, oh, you know, like we should be more like them, then they would have lost who they ended up being completely. And then everybody who was such a big fan of Led Zeppelin, or are still a fan of them, would never have gotten to experience them. Okay? So yeah, just more of a message to truly like tap into what makes you you, and then go all out with that. Like I said, nothing wrong with getting ideas from others in your niche, but always make it your own though. Always. Because it's like, you'll be missing out, and those who follow you will be missing out if you're not just being your authentic self. So really, group number 2, your message is completely to just, you know, quit the comparison. And yes, I know it's a process. Like our minds, they automatically judge, and it's like really about training ourselves to not judge, you know, and really just hone in on our own skills and abilities and what we have to deliver in our own unique way, and then go all out with that. Okay? So it's like my thing in my bio, like if we vibe, you're part of my tribe, and it's like if not, that's okay too. You know, and that's how it's got to be for you as well. Because, you know, it isn't about being liked by everybody, you know? It's about really just honing in on your authenticity, and then those who vibe with it, they'll flock to you like a magnet. And those who don't, won't, and it's all okay, you know? You have to trust that things are unfolding the way that they are supposed to. It's like the one thing you do have control over is like how you show up. And I'm telling you, you're gonna be so much happier by just being you. Because when we alter things to try and get a certain result with a person, with a product, with a thing, you know, it doesn't matter what it is, it's like it leads to us feeling like not only do we maybe get the result, maybe not get the result, but it's like we weren't having fun in the meantime because we weren't being ourselves, you know what I mean? So again, and it's kind of like if you do get the thing, you're going to feel like, oh, well, you know, oh, I forgot to put this thing up. Then it's kind of like, you know, it's almost like you don't feel like you really should have got it if you weren't being yourself. And if you don't get it, it's like, wow, not only did I not get it, but I didn't have fun with that at all. So yeah, just more messages, you know. And really, you can apply this to absolutely any area of life. Okay, it could even go as far as like, you may see, you know, how somebody looks or their life, and you could think, oh, that's what I want. But I'm telling you, just fully embrace who you are and what you have. And it's like, again, those who are all about you will flock to you like a moth to a flame, okay? And not only that, but it's like, you know, how they say like when people are posting on social media, they don't typically, unless they do share it, like their low light reel, okay? They show you their highlight reel. So they are presenting their life in such a way that only shows like how glamorous their life is, okay? And how happy they are. And it's like, they're human. They're not going to be happy all the time, you know? I mean, unless they're enlightened, but like, so it's kind of like, you know, so you're really comparing your life to an illusion, okay, like something that is just what they want you to see. So you're really comparing, you know, your life to nothing. Really, that's how it breaks down. Because you can't absolutely know anything in regards to others, except for what they show you. So again, group 2, your message is all about being yourself, okay? And, you know, not comparing yourself to others, and just like trusting that those who are supposed to be there will be there in your life. And either way, it's like you're so full of inspiration and doing your thing. It's like you're full of joy, you know? Because what's better than being yourself anyway? And with people who reflect that. Okay, group number 2. Thank you for being here, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye, guys. Hey, group number 3. Okay, so what message does your higher self have for you? Okay, group number 3. So you guys chose Roar. The song that came to me in regards to you guys was Katy Perry's Roar. So I'm going to read the lyrics first, and then I'm going to tell you the message that goes with that. Okay, so it says, I wrote fast if it's hard to read, but I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I sat quietly, agreed politely. Guess I forgot I had a choice. Let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear my sound, like thunder gonna shake the ground. I see it all, I see it now. Oh my goodness. I got the eye of the tiger, dancing through the fire, 'cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar. Okay, group 3, you are like coming in strong, okay? It's like this group, the energy that's coming through is that your higher self wants you guys to really channel this inner warrior side, okay? Like this champion, this person who is just dancing through the fire, okay, so to speak. And yeah, okay, so it's kind of like, you know, I feel like you guys, there was something that happened in the past, something in particular, it could be a breakup, and it's kind of like, you know, but it goes deeper than that. So maybe you guys were the type, since the lyrics in particular that stood out to me was, I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I sat quietly, agreed politely, guess I found I had a choice. Let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. Okay. So what comes to me in regards to that is it's almost like you guys used to play nice, you know. And there's nothing wrong with being polite or friendly, but it's almost like it might have been to the point where this person, it could have been a person in particular, or it could just be people in general, where, you know, it's kind of like they ran the show until enough was enough, is what I'm getting. And once you guys were like, yeah, this doesn't work for me anymore, you know, or you went through that major heartache, it's kind of like now you guys are taking a stand where you realize, you know, not rocking the boat to try to, you know, avoid conflict didn't end up working anyway, okay? So it's kind of like, you know, so there might have been a time, I'm not even saying that this is necessarily recent, but this is like what's being brought up either way. And it could be even to acknowledge right now, like how far you guys have come, okay? So yeah, there might have been a time where you guys were more quiet, more like maybe you agreed with things, didn't want to rock the boat. But it's like something shook all that up. Okay, we might as well have the Tower card here. Like I'm getting like if there was a huge shakeup and you guys now are used to being uncomfortable, okay? So whereas maybe before you avoided that at all costs, like now it's kind of like, no. Okay, you stand up to the conflict now. Now you address issues. You don't just let them be swept under a rug, you know, and people act like everything's fine when nothing is fine, okay? And it's like, no, you have this new boldness, this new confidence coming through, And it's like, you're not afraid to rock the boat. Not if it means being true to yourself, okay? Because it didn't work in the past to, you know, let things go, to agree. Now it's kind of like, no, you know, you take a stand. And you don't just fall. You don't just, you know, get swayed by people who are trying to, you know, do whatever they want with no concern of the consequences. It's kind of like, yeah. So now you guys are stepping into this new wavelength I'm getting, where it says, you hear my voice. You hear my sound, like thunder, gonna shake the ground. I see it all. I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, dancing through the fire, 'cause I am a champion and you're gonna hear me roar. Ooh, and how befitting. Like, it just hit me just now as I said that it's also the year of the tiger. Okay, so yeah, that's like a synchronicity that is saying, like, this is your year, group 3. If you chose this pile, this is your year. And symbolically, the tiger is a symbol for you guys, okay? Whether you're the year of the tiger or not, it doesn't matter. What it represents is your new boldness, your new fierceness, your new confidence that you are stepping into, okay? You guys are stepping into this brand new wavelength where it's like you are choosing yourself first, okay? That's not even selfish, okay? It's kind of like that whole, you guys fill up your cup so you can help others fill up their cup, okay? Because before, I feel like you guys, and it goes back to how you used to be, it's kind of like you before used to make sure everybody else's cup was full, even when yours was not, and it left you with nothing, is what I'm getting, okay? Your higher self is like, okay, now you see it though. Now you see what didn't work, and now you see what does work. And that doesn't mean just because you're finding your voice now and speaking your mind, it doesn't mean you go overboard. Okay, I feel like sometimes though, initially it might come across that way, especially when people aren't used to it. But like I said, I'm not even necessarily getting though that this is a message that you guys need to do this. I feel like you have already stepped into this new way of being. By the time you're, you know, watching these videos, I feel like the shakeup has already happened. You guys now, like I said, are used to being uncomfortable, so you don't avoid it. You do address things head on now, okay? And it's like with that courage of the spirit of the tiger, it's like it's just going to even like help that even more so, okay? And you're gonna find that balance of like, what's a diplomatic way to speak my mind right now? Because that honestly is what would benefit everyone that's involved with you, is what I'm getting. So yeah, you know, often people think, oh, if I'm spiritual, right, I gotta be friendly, and just no, though. You know, sometimes the best thing is to speak what doesn't sit right with you, though, you know, to clear the air, to make space and room for like something to unfold, not to always be agreeable, you know. So yeah, this is really confirmation from your higher self that you might doubt yourself and you might wonder if you've really made progress, and you guys really have. Okay, we often, if not are, our toughest critics, and it's like, no. You guys, you're doing amazing, okay? And it's really time to acknowledge that and really, you know, keep the tiger spirit alive within you, especially when, you know, you dip, you have moments of doubt, moments of insecurity, and, you know, don't be hard on yourself when that happens, because nobody feels confident all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you're human, you're gonna have emotions, you're gonna have things come up for you, and it's really just about continuing with that tiger spirit to shine the light on the fears and insecurities that come up for you. Push forward anyway. Okay? Because you guys, you really do have what it takes. Like, I really do get like a warrior archetype for my group 3s, like a rebel, warrior, you know? So it's befitting that your guys' word is probably the most interesting out of the 3 in a way. Like roar, you know? Like, what is that? But yeah, you guys are making a sound. You're shaking things up, you know? And I feel like, you know, that's also part of your guys' life path, is your life purpose is to shake things up for the greater good, you know, to challenge the status quo. So it's like it all basically like coincides, you know. Yeah, so I feel like you really are embarking on this new authentic path that is more unconventional. And I feel like, that other way of being was your more conventional life that seemed more predictable and safe, or, but not necessarily. And something happened, it shook all this up, and now you guys are like, I do feel like you're in between worlds. Some of you are really now like stepping into the new wavelength and feeling more grounded about your new way of being and your new reality. And others of you are still kind of adjusting, I feel. But I do. Now I'm getting like the star card energy coming through. It's like there is a light at the end of the tunnel though. And you guys are really, your higher self is telling you to, again, like channel that tiger spirit and really move forward fiercely. Okay? Because you got what it takes. In fact, I'm getting such a magnetic energy. Like, it's just going to become, you guys are going to be so much more magnetic. You guys are already magnetic, but like, oh, I just see things really unfolding though for you guys. Like, kind of like magic, honestly. Okay, group number 3, this is what I see for you guys. And thank you for being here, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye, guys.